Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning from any part of the world. This is Tony Hernandez Pumarejo. I'm an autism self-advocate. Work for the autism community, helping people that have autism or other special conditions to achieve a much better life. I'm the author of the book called An Autism Scripted Life, which talks about my life in the autism spectrum from childhood all the way to adulthood. And I do different works within the community, being collaborator with Despierta Orlando and many writer, speaker, and many other things. So it's an honor and a privilege for all of you to be with me here in this very special video. Today I'm going to talk about which is perhaps the most talked about topic right now, which is politics. Election coming up here, especially here in the U.S. I believe we're like 18 or 17 days away. I don't pay too much attention to the dates, but right now, but people are voting at this time, or they haven't voted yet, or they're making up their minds, or have they made up their minds. We see in the political rallies, we see different things, political ads, nonstop, bickering, debate, controversy, issues. We are seeing everything, and we have seen a lot of weird and unusual stuff, especially for what has been one of the most weird, craziest and most weird but very important historic years of our lifetime. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the politics. Just on the record, I'm not here to tell you who to support or who I'm supporting. I haven't voted yet. I'm going to vote very soon. I know who I'm going to vote for. Not only one candidate, but the different candidates, the platforms, and the amendments that are under consideration, especially in my local area. And I hope you do the same. Not only just for the simple act of voting, but also to take part of what it is in terms of making contribution to society. Don't look at this as just doing voting and that's it. But more important, be able to make significant contributions. My relationship with politics, I haven't talked about this very often as I would have liked, has been a very complicated story. My connection with politics started when I was a kid in Puerto Rico. Where I come from, politics is considered the national sports of Puerto Rico. And where it's everything is about politics. There are three political parties, but just like in the U.S., there's two political parties that have share power within the government for decades, and there's always been like a passion within Puerto Ricans as it relates to politics, whether they support this candidate or they support this platform, and also there's been passion for the political status of Puerto Rico, where you have people that support statehood, or they support the status quo, or they support independence. It has been very, very passionate, and the elections in Puerto Rico usually have seen historic high turnout, which is a contrast to what's been happening for some time in the U.S., even though there have been increasing turnout in recent years. As a kid, I remember when I was waving flags, I was very interested in looking at the different colors, looking at the different flags. I didn't understood what it was, to be honest with you, but I was intrigued with the flags, and that's how my connection with politics started. Looking at the flags, red of the Democratic, of the party with the red color, then the party of the blue, the party that has blue, that has the blue party, or the green, and that's when my connection started. Families, as you know, if you're from Puerto Rico, you will know that there's always been a debate as to whether this party is good or the other party is not good, or the other candidate is good or the other candidate is not good, or one is corrupt or one is not corrupt. And there's like a tradition of that no matter who the candidate is, then you vote for the same party because that's the family tradition. So that's that's the experience that I had from where I come from in Puerto Rico, and that connection, I always had like a weird connection with politics. Growing up, later getting involved with the events of 9/11, watching the news more often, getting more informed about the government, more government affairs, watching the news. It became like kind of an obsession, to be honest with you guys. I ended up for one time supporting the Democrats one time, then becoming independent, then supporting Republicans. So basically, I've supported everybody, and and then I have learned about the more in depth, more in depth about the issues of our within our government, the corruption, and also the corruption in different levels of our society. And my relationship with politics has always been a complicated one, which I will not be able to talk about all in this video. But I've always been intrigued by politics myself. I've always, from when I was a child, if I remember, there was a couple of times in my life that I wanted to be a politician or be a mayor or be a senator or be somebody to help, in being politics, because I was so obsessed with politics for weird reasons, but interesting reasons. I don't know if that will make sense for you guys, and it's still, to be honest with you, and I'm just being honest, I'm still kind of interested in politics. Sometimes, from time to time, it has crossed my mind in terms of getting involved in politics, but because of the negativity and the chaos and the divisions that are seen right now, especially in our society today, that has discouraged me from getting into politics, especially letting alone seeing where I see myself in these in the political spectrum. It's like the autism spectrum, basically. Where I support this party or not support this party. So I've been very intrigued with politics. But right now, more important right now is that this message is, again, I'm not here to encourage for you to support somebody, or I'm not going to even force you or criticize you for supporting somebody. I think that one thing that is concern for me is that, seeing with everything that's going on in our society, is that we have lost our will to talk. As weird as it sounds, we have lost our ability to disagree. We have lost our ability to work with our differences on our side, work with our differences and come towards real common solutions. Because of not seeing the one point of view of the other, or refusing to see the one point of view of the other, we see the consequences of that today. There's a lot of division, chaos within the media, within politics, within government, within society, everywhere. And even more sad within our families and our local communities. We have seen families being break up by politics. We have seen friendships being break up by politics. We have seen divisions that, for different reasons, even the most stupidest reasons, with all due respect. And I think that we have to go beyond that and recognize that just because we have differences does not mean that one person is bad or one person is this or that because they support this candidate or the other. We have to mature a little bit more as a society. And I'm not only saying it here in the US, but other parts of the world, we're seeing a lot of similar situations. We need to go beyond the divisions, beyond what separates us, and focus, because we have more in common than we realize. And that's what I want to share with you as a person in the autism spectrum, and based on my experiences of life. There's a lot of changes going on around this world, not only COVID, but many other things. Our world is changing, and unfortunately most of us don't understand the depth of the changes that are happening right now. My invitation is, and my advice is, that let's grow as a society. Let's work together, go beyond the differences, and be able to find common solutions. Because let's remember, not all the the politicians or government leaders cannot do everything for us. It doesn't matter the position that they have. It is us within the individuals as a community to take action every day to make that difference. And not only just voting, but also getting involved within your community. That's the most important thing. So my invitation, is to vote, but also vote. Make sure to get all the information, all the facts. But more important, at the end, if you have somebody that is voting for the other candidate or not, you know, don't get into arguments or fights. We're seeing so much. We have had enough of that during this time. We can do much better than what we have done, and let's go beyond the divisions, the hate, and everything that is happening. Let's grow as a society, and be able to make that difference in society. So I just wanted to share this video from my perspective, and as again, anything that I can help, anything that can help you, feel free to reach me through my social media platforms, or you can reach me at tonyhpumat.com. So, let's get out there, vote, get all the facts, but more important, at the end, let's go beyond our differences and realize that we have more in common, and let's return our ability to agree to disagree and focus on making that difference to create a better world for all of us. So thank you so much for being with me here tonight, and thank you so much. Have a good evening.